You know, I don't really know how to start videos anymore. You clicked on a video called Zelda Breath of the Wild, so I guess it's my job to give you a guided tour, I guess, of my playthrough. Let's go. I got this game the day the Switch came out, and I played for like 50 hours and had such a great time with it. Such a great time that I never actually beat Gamin. You know, I didn't want the ride to end, and then Odyssey came out, and I just never really went back to this game. So I am excited to play this game so I can actually lay Ganon to rest. Oh, well that, and the game is just freaking fun! Holy cow, killing enemies, solving puzzles, and gliding. Oh my gosh, the gliding. Look at me, I'm Knuckles the Echidna, and I'm a fly through all of Hyrule. But I am getting ahead of myself. I mean, this is an open world game, so story is, it's not even secondary. Is tertiary a word? I don't know. I will mention it though, just because, you know, it is where the video's gonna end. You know, your Link, you wake up in a dang Bacta tank, and then you leave the cave.
Old dude goes, hey, take this. You're like, okay, it's a sword.
Now, there is a lot that you can do in this starting area, but the thing is, this game is just so big and fun, and I love that glider. I'll do what he asks, but here's the thing, I am not doing that shrine first, okay? And you know what I love about this game? Here's the thing. One thing I'm realizing in my Skyward Sword video is that I do not like being prescribed my fun. I want to do things my own way, and I will touch on this a bit later, but for my first shrine, I climbed up the side of this cliff and unlocked the stasis powers, and next I decided to go get the icy one. Frick, how am I supposed to do this? My current clothes are not enough to be up here. Probably have to prepare a pepper meal, so, how do I cook again? Okay, I know I need the pot. No, I don't want to skip time. Gosh, I forgot how to cook. And if I can't combine the peppers, I'm gonna have a bad time up there, but, you know, I do have a lot of peppers and apples. Okay, I might not know how to use the pot, but I can drop these apples next to a fire to bake them. Alright, I proceed into the frozen tundra, chomping down on health-restoring items as needed, until I reach the shrine and got ice powers. Fortunately, I don't need to trudge back through the snow. A simple warp will do the trick. Then I head over to this shrine and get the bomb powers, and finally I'll head to that first shrine the old man actually wanted me to go to round out my powers with magnets.
How do they work?
I claim the sword as it makes me the rightful king of England, and I'll just hold on to this as a standby until I get the master sword. And now, all I gotta do is go to the Temple of Time, and if you listen really closely, you'll notice that the sporadic notes here are actually playing the Ocarina Temple of Time song. You offer up your orbs to the statue, and I'll be honest, the first time I played this, I'm pretty sure I got a hard, but let me let you in on a little pro gamer strat, okay? Get the stamina. Goodness gracious, this is OP. So for the longest time, I always kind of hated this poster. I'm like, what, really? Really, Zelda, and this is all you got? Like 75% of it is clouds. Like, what is this? Well, it turns out, this is the perfect poster for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So 1/3 of this game is actually spent doing like adventurer things, like killing monsters, or delving through dungeons, or cross-dressing. Another 1/3 of the time spent in this game is, you know, walking towards the adventure. And the final 1/3 is climbing. So much time is spent on walls. If you up that stamina bar though, you can actually justify using your cool leap move. Also, it provides more time on the glider, which we now have, and as stated previously, is so much dang fun! So, the king told us to go to Impa in Kakariko Village. I mean, actually we need to go beat Ganon, but I mean, look at that. It's just not enough hearts. But we'll get more as we do adventurer stuff. And heading to the village is, you know, a great step in that adventurer stuff, because on the way there, I see myself some shrines. Shrines! Glorious shrines! 120 of these dot the landscapes. You head into them, and you have fun little puzzles that take about 1 to 5 minutes to complete. And they have silly little names. I wrote a pun for each one I attended. Man, I love pickles. I eat them jaw by jaw. Hey, you're Jewish, right? Can you read the Hebrew? Hey, what are some of your favorite 70s rock songs? We Will Rock You? Walk This Way? I would continue, but I feared that would introduce the steepest decline in viewer retention imaginable. What do you say? How about I make a little unlisted video where I rattle all of these off to you? If I get enough comments from people saying that they want that, I'll go ahead and like make a video where I recite all of these, you know, like put it in the description. Alright, see ya. Alright, puzzles completed, now to head down into Kakariko, which I'm pretty sure you need to fly into. If you walk through the front gate, frankly, you deserve to be made fun of. But I go in and I talk to Impa and she tries to tell me some story. I don't understand it. But the main takeaway is that there are 3 incredibly fun puzzle dungeons and a dumb salamander one. If you go and complete them, it'll make Ganon that much easier to take down. Now, since the game came out, I saw a little video, and it told me that apparently this game has a lot of events in place to nudge you to complete the Zora dungeon first. And most impressively, they make you think it was your own idea. And in all fairness, that's a good idea. The Zora dungeon is easily the best one in the game. However, I'm armed with the knowledge that that's what they want me to do. So I'm going to stubbornly ignore all of their prods and head for the furthest away one. And you know what? That's not the wrong choice. I think the coolest part about Breath of the Wild is no matter what way you're heading, you're going the right way. They filled this huge map with something fun to do everywhere. 15 regions, each with a tower to climb, 120 shrines, each one with a cool little puzzle, and 900 Korok seeds. 900! That's as many as 90 tens! And that's just terrible. These are almost as fun as the shrines. Honestly, you're making your way wrong and you see something that's slightly off, and you need to do the puzzle. See some leaves? Burn them. There's a Korok seed. See a slab? Well, knock it away with stasis. You're getting a Korok seed. Those rocks right there?
For 2! Is it the shoes?
You better believe that you're getting a Korok seed for that. I think my favorite one is this one. Alright, so I see a big old hole. Obviously, you need to put a big rock in there. There probably should be one nearby. On the top of the cliff, perchance? No. Huh. Where could... Oh! Over there! First, I gotta take out the enemies. Okay, so now I need to probably stasis and whack it. But... Oh! Wow, okay. This is way too close to the edge. Maybe there's something metal nearby to nudge it with? Oh, yep, that's metal. Obviously, it's here so I can give the boulder a gentle nudge. All right, let's use stasis and whack it. That's a little off and... Okay, that was way too much. Okay, so we go back up to the tower, fly down, position everything just right, and one smack should do it, right? Oh, too little. Okay, back to the top of the tower. Seriously, this better be worth like 5 Korok seeds. Okay, magnet, stasis, 2 hits, and bam! Now we just push it into the hole, and there's no little guy. But, you know, maybe the real Korok seed is the friends we made along the way. And those seeds are absolutely necessary, because if you find this big tree loser, you can redeem the seeds for additional weapon slot. And this, my dear baby crocodile, is so important, because weapons in Breath of the Wild suck. They suck so bad. Okay, so I get it. They built 3 different fighting styles: spears, swords, and big swords. You leave a player to their own devices, they're just gonna pick the best one. It's sword and shield, by the way. And they'll just stick with that. Maybe they'll pick up a weapon with a bigger number, but holy cow, dude, they break way too easily. I can't kill more than 3 bokoblins without shattering a blade. It honestly made me run from like 90% of fights. Because frankly, I don't want to break my weapons. You know, I went to a couple of shrines early on that really illustrate the big problem. Okay, so right above Kakariko Village is a minor test of strength. Easy enough, go in, kill the robot. Up on that hillside, though, is a test of moderate strength. Alright, let's do this. Okay, his health is not going down as much as I would like, but I appreciate the challenge. I can keep going. I'm kind of running low on it yet. I am plumb out of weapons. Okay, throw the bombs! They don't do nothing! Yeah, the fact that they made weapons suck so much made this less of a test of skill and more of a test of resources. Let's fly over to that shrine right over there. As long as it isn't a moderate test of skill, we should be able to... Oh, it turns out I lied. I'm not heading to the Divine Beast yet because I remember I have to go to Impa's sister first. She'll give you the camera power-up. Very, very necessary. But you need to bring her the blue flame. So I'm guiding the flame and then rain. I hate the rain in Breath of the Wild. Don't get me wrong, usually I love the rain in real life and in video games. Like, Hard Rain is one of my favorite levels, and I really enjoy the game Heavy Rain, but Breath of the Wild is... Never mind that it just extinguished my torch, okay? That's only a very small part of this game. But cooking is completely off the table. Oh, by the way, I remembered how to cook. No, the reason I hate the rain is... Okay, remember that pie chart I made where it said, like, 1/3 of the game is climbing? Yeah, it's not like... walk for 15 hours, adventure for 15 hours, and now climb for 15 hours. No, it's like walk for 2 minutes, climb for 1 minute, and then adventure for 3 minutes. The thing is, if you can't do that minute of climbing in the middle, you come to a screeching halt. Rain makes climbing impossible. I can't play this game for like 5 to 10 minutes now when the rain comes pouring in. Look at me. I can't progress without the blue fire, but the dang rain is making so I just have to sit here and think about my life like a petulant child. Can't even climb. Where's my ocarina? I'm gonna play Sun Song. That took 10 minutes. Frick! Okay, finally I turn on the fire. Now Purah wants me to take a picture. Is this a Purah? Now it is Divine Beast time! I'll head to the bird people first, doing all the shrines and Korok tasks along the way, killing animals for their flesh, and running from all the enemies because my weapons are far too precious to waste on their worthless scalps. I want to show off a couple of shrines. I think the coolest thing about the shrines is they allow for creativity. Like, in the real Zelda games, they had a very prescribed method for what they want you to do, but the shrines, they allow a bit of outside-the-box thinking. For example, this one here uses the controller's built-in gyroscope, so you can kind of tilt the whole thing like one of those box mazes, you know, the ones with like the knobs on the side? Well, I decided to try and do it my way. And this one, you're supposed to stop the balls in the tube, but I kind of just strung them all out everywhere. I just tanked hits. I just ran and tanked the hits. Not the best way, but eventually, no, it was so close. I was right there. On my way to one of the Divine Beasts, I stopped by the stables. I stopped by pretty much every stables because my boy Beetle is there and I need to buy every last arrow that he has. And it's here that we meet Cass. And isn't that sweet? He's playing Lon Lon Ranch. You know, I do believe it's time to talk about the music from The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild is one of the worst soundtracks of all time.
I hate it. I hate it! Okay, here, let me show you the main reason why. You see right there? Zelda! Every single Zelda game takes you on an amazing cinematic journey, giving you tons of beautiful songs. Look, I hated Skyward Sword, but I love that soundtrack. In Breath of the Wild, all you have as far as music goes is a bunch of disparate piano notes.
And now, Chet Norman will perform Hyrule Field from The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
It is a chore to get a half-decent song in this game. Like, Cass's theme is nice, but if you want to listen to Zelda's lullaby, you need to ride a horse for 2.5 minutes at night. We are playing a Zelda game! Why are you making me perform a gosh dang blood ritual to listen to her song? There's only like 2 good songs. And I think one of them is only used in a commercial. You know the one that goes all da-na-na-na-na. That one? Every other good song is like a gosh dang hidden Easter egg. Look, if you decide to play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, keep your phone nearby and go to Radio Hyrule and press play. You'll be fed legendary pieces of music while enjoying one of the best video games ever put to a video game cart. Well, speaking of Easter eggs, we make it to Rito City and has some nice Dragon Roost Island music playing. Alright, so, you see the big bird dude up in the sky? He's got some problems for the Ritos. He's probably eating all the bird's eggs or something like that. I don't know, Link needs to kill it. So, they have me go over to the training grounds, and it is cold over here. I bought some pants, but that is just not enough. Whatever, the HP loss isn't too tremendous. I'll just eat when my HP dips. Bird dude tells me to shoot some targets to prove I'm worthy or some crap, and then he gives me 20 bomb arrows, flies me up to the bird, and we do this awesome bullet time archery thing, soaring through the skies, dodging cannon fire, doing battle with the divine beast. Stopping every so often because it's still too cold for poor little Linky. After a few well-placed shots, the beast is bested, and Link is allowed to enter. Which brings us to some of the absolutely coolest dungeons in all of Zelda, and also the salamander. Alright, so how the divine beasts work is there are 5 points in the dungeon that you need to navigate yourself to. And to do this, you can use your Sheikta Slate to adjust the whole dang dungeon. These puzzles are so cool, especially when combined with the other abilities of your Sheikta Slate. However, it is still too cold on this bird, so I head back to the first island to harvest and cook a bunch of peppers. But the shack right here had a free warm shirt in it, so I took that instead. There, much more comfy. So the bird can tilt maybe 20-25 degrees to either side, which can move objects or really increase the hang time of your glide. The creativity of these puzzles amazes. Like, how could someone even dream up and execute these? It's so much fun! How do you not have a Switch? And if you do, why are you watching my stupid video? Boot up Zelda again! Play the Divine Beasts! They're so much fun! Eventually, I reach every point on the bird, and then I set loose Windblight Ganon. Just a super cool boss with magic powers. Hopefully at this point you have enough weapons to whittle down his HP, but bam! I saved Falco, my best friend from 100 years ago. He was a real jerk.
I guess I should be thankful.
But he goes and he augments Link with a super cool power. That's another reason that you should do the Divine Beasts, so that your friends from 100 years ago give you their powers. There are 3 super cool powers, and there's also one from the Salamander. And the one from Falco here is...
Personally, I prefer the air.
By holding the jump button, you can actually jump like over 100 feet. You can't use it too willy-nilly, as it takes a couple of minutes to recharge every 3 jumps, but it makes traversal a breeze. Honestly, I think that everyone should ignore Nintendo's prodding to go to the Zoras and just rush over to the bird people for Falco's mega jump. Alright, now we are heading south to the desert, once again ignoring the threats and murdering the peaceful creatures. I think the coolest part is that when you kill a monster that usually drops meat, if you kill them with fire, they drop pre-cooked meat. Delicious. Wow. Seriously, only the Legend of Zelda games can take my breath away with its setting sun. Just beautiful. Hey bird, give me your meat! And now we reach the desert. I saw a couple of shrines from up above, but the main thing I need to do now is enter Misandry City. No boys allowed.
What do you want me to do, dress and drag and do the hula? Wow!
Am I a pretty girl?
Oh, well, you're beautiful.
Alright, now I can enter the city, and the Queen of the Gerudo says that she'll help me if I bring back her sacred helmet. It got stolen by the Yiga clan. So now you gotta go to the Ninja clan, and you get a stealth section. Relatively easy with patience and keeping to the ceiling. I think that my favorite part is that Yiga love bananas. And you can actually be King K. Rool and steal the Kong banana horde. Honestly, this probably makes them madder than the helmet thing. Anyway, on your way out, you need to fight Master Koga, and he is dumb. Seriously, the ninjas that attack you in the wild are tougher than him. Now I return to the desert. and then I head in and return the hat. And now she will lead the charge against the divine camel. Another fight that is just spellbindingly amazing in how cool it is. Let me set the scene for you. You are shield surfing being pulled by a sand seal. You know, essentially dune bugging through a sandstorm. The whole time there's this giant camel that's shooting down deadly lightning bolts, and unless you are inside the aura of the princess, you gonna die. And once again, you are armed with military-grade explosives that you need to fire into the weak spots of a monster. So cool! Once you lay it down, it's time for another amazing dungeon. Camel was, not gonna lie, a little bit harder. The way you solve this one is by rotating 3 giant cylinders in the center, which, I mean, is super cool. These puzzles make you think on a massive scale. How will moving the entire dungeon affect the other parts, you know? It is so awesome. Also, this dungeon has a couple of puzzles that involve electrical charges, and the final one I did was you need to put electricity into both panels, and the thing is, I only have like 1 lightning ball. I mean, there might be another one somewhere else in the dungeon, but I don't know. But you know what? I do have an idea that's so funny, it might just work. Attention class! All weapons, bows, and shields that are made out of metal, get out of my inventory. Alright, go to the magnet power and put this here. Put one of those there. I've gotta put this thing here and...
I am a genius.
Now we gotta fight, I don't know, Desert Blight? No, Thunderblight. Thunderblight Ganon. Alright. Before the fight, Zelda's best friend from 100 years ago tells how that thing killed her and to be careful. Oh, jeez, you're not getting around. That thing glows like a butterfly and stings like a dump truck. It took me a while to get my timing down, but I do like when it tries to lightning you by throwing down these metal posts. Hey, moron! You dropped this! Whew, alright. After that, Zelda's best friend from 100 years ago appears to you and... Hold up. You did battle with a Ganon Blight and lost? Well, I wonder if that has something to do with the fact that you were wearing heels during the fight. Anyways, another awesome power is now yours, Urbosa's Lightning. Basically, you can trivialize any overworld battle for free every 12 minutes. Insta-kill Guardians, Cyclopses, and even Molduga. And we do need to kill Molduga because I want the Sacred Gerudo Helmet. Not necessarily because it gives you shock-proof immunity, but because it is very pretty. But for that, you need to do 4 quests for the ladies of the desert. Give a litterer berries, give a jeweler flint, give one lady Molduga's guts, and finally, you need to save a woman who tried to die in the middle of a desert. The coolest part is over here is the coolest Easter egg. Okay, so Breath of the Wild is chock-filled with Easter eggs. And honestly, I'm half tempted to look them up, but the ones that I found myself are just that much more special to me, like stumbling upon Lon Lon Ranch. And I already mentioned that the Temple of Time song plays there. And this is Arbiter's Grounds, named after the funnest dungeon from Twilight Princess, but this. Wow, no way, is that... Yeah, that's from a Zelda game.
My boy.
Okay, now we're on our way to the next divine beast. But we go near a giant forest, the Lost Woods, a Zelda staple, and this is probably one of the most insidious ones ever since A Link Between Worlds, going back the way you came, indeed. Of course, this one's even more tricky, okay? So we're in an open world now. You can't use simple rooms to navigate the path. The way you're doing it now is with a torch. Now, the first half has torches that you need to follow, but for the second half, you need one of your own because the wind will guide you. Take a few steps, stop. And then you follow the cinders. And finally, at last, we have reached the Master Sword. However, since I put so many orbs towards stamina instead of hearts, I can't actually pull it out yet. So let's go ahead and do this shrine so I can come back when I have enough hearts. Look to the stars for guidance. The constellations are the key. The heck are you talking about? I see those, and they match those, but I don't really see how... Seriously, how the frick? You know what? Here, I'll fix it for you. Look to the Google for guidance. The highest answer are the key. Alright, and at last it's time to go to, unfortunately, the dumb salamander. And to do that, we need to go over to Death Mountain. The problem is, Death Mountain is hot. I mean, the desert was hot too, but there I just chomped down on some watermelon and I was fine, but the heat here is so hot that I burst into flames! Well, shoot! How did I do this in my last game? Okay. Did I do something that got my fireproof clothes or... I have an idea, but it should be stated that it is incredibly dumb. Oh, it burns! It burns! Ah, eat the food! Eat the food! Ah, Goraman! Clothes! Give me the clothes!
Hurry up and change your clothes.
Ah, you don't gotta tell me 3 times! Okay, to do the salamander dungeon, you gotta save the biggest coward of all time. First, he's just hiding here, abusing his grandpa's power. I make my way over and let loose with a cannon, and now we can approach the salamander. First dungeon, take to the skies and blast cannons with bomb hours in spectacular aerial combat. The second beast, take your trusty shield, navigate a raging sandstorm to blow the feet off a lightning-slinging creature. And for the salamander, just take a little hike up a mountain.
Don't worry, we'll spice it up with a stealth escort mission. A stealth escort mission.
You're a coward and a fool! Fine, we made it to the stupid salamander. It's okay, I guess, but here's the thing. The bird dungeon had you tilt the whole dungeon, and the salamander is, you know, tilting the whole dungeon. Okay, gotta guide this blue flame up a ladder and whoa! Okay, they were not kidding when they said long throw. Yeah, that sucker is gone. Hey, Pyrrha, I need this. Bye, thanks. So I go and I solve all of the salamander puzzles, and now Daruk wants me to go to the center and fight the Ganon Blight. No, your grandson is a coward and you don't deserve to be free because of it. Hey kid, you let your grandpa down. I hate the salamander, and honestly the power kinda sucks too. Falco allows you to take to the skies. Urbosa, insta-kill particularly troublesome foes. Daruk? Well, it's called Daruk's protection. So if you hold R, you get a little shell around you that makes it so you can't take damage. You know what else protects you from damage when you hold R? Your freaking shield! Here's the thing. All of the buttons have limited uses, and to use each one of them, you need to wait for them to recharge. The lightning and the gale both require deliberate holds of a button. And for Daruk, you play the game as freaking intended and you waste the power. Nah man, I ain't about that life. Screw you, Daruk, screw you, kid, and screw the salamander! Stupid gecko-looking mother fricker. Alright, before I do the final beast, I want to get enough power to get the Master Sword. So I go and I find all but one of Zelda's memories. I scamper my way up every tower I can get my hands on, and every time I see a shrine, I become a mole person and delve in there. And after a couple of fun-filled hours, it is time. I unsheath the Sword of Evil's Bane, and yeah, it is. It is too valuable of a resource to ever use. Oh, and before I forget, I'm gonna leave this guy here, since he's been wasting an item slot for the whole game. So I head to Zora's Domain. Absolutely gorgeous area. And I'm not just talking about the architecture. My friends say it's weird to have a crush on Prince Sidon, and to that I say it's only a physical and romantic attraction. I don't see what's so weird about that. Anywho, the Divine Elephant is at risk of flooding the levee above Zora's Domain, and they need my help to shut it off, and it will require 20 electric arrows. And they're gonna give me a Zora swimsuit so I can swim up the waterfall and kill the Lionel for his arrows. You morons, I've been playing this game for over 30 hours. I have electric arrow. Huh. Okay, screw it, whatever. Give me the suit. So I splash my way over and I fly up the waterfall. And at the apex of my jump, I warp over to the Gerudo Valley. I go in and I purchase a bundle of 10 more lightning arrows. All right, boys, I'm back. So now, I get to ride Prince Sidon like a gosh dang jet ski, speeding around the elephant, blasting ice with my tablet, swimming up waterfalls, shooting arrows in slowed down time. Honestly, these 5 minutes are euphoric. If the game was just riding Prince Sidon and shooting the elephant with lightning like freaking Zeus, it would be worth the price of admission. But Nintendo went and stapled one of the finest examples of an open world game on it as well. And now I get to do a Divine Beast puzzle? Freak yeah! So this puzzle is unique because you get to control the elephant's trunk, which is spewing water. By angling it properly, you can push these water wheels or extinguish the fire. Look, just because I don't have a whole lot to say doesn't mean that the Divine Beasts aren't some of the funnest puzzle rooms that I've ever gone through. And there's also the salamander in there. After activating all of the points, you go to the main chamber and do battle with Waterblight Ganon. An amazing fight that partway through has you fighting on raised platforms above the water. Galdern, I love it! And then Mipha, Link's fishy girlfriend from 100 years ago, gives you her healing magic. Basically a get out of being murdered free card every 24 minutes. Link, this is wonderful. You're wonderful. And with that, I have done all of the fun dungeons. I still went and visited the last few towers, used my amiibos, I even did the mazes. But I think I've just about had all the fun one man could have with a game of this caliber. So I head back to the cities of the three beasts. You see, each leader offered me one of the champion's personal weapons. Falco's bow, Urbosa's shield, Mipha's trident. Alright, Ganon, I'm coming for you. Hyrule Castle. What an area! I climbed up one of these spires, floated over, and then swam up 3 waterfalls. There, I win. I'm just kidding. I did that on the retry because the thing is, you see, I said I got all but one of Zelda's memories. That's because the very last memory is in the castle, which I find really odd because once you find all the memories, you're supposed to report back to Impa and she'll tell you where the 13th memory is, and once you watch that one, you can get the true ending. What? Imagine that! The canon of Breath of the Wild is Link is bravely and courageously battling through the castle. He gets to Zelda's room and he says,
"Oh, I gotta go, Ganon. My mama said that I gotta go home after I find all the memories. I'll be back soon."
But for my real storm at the castle, actually, it wasn't too satisfying either. See, there are tons of moblins, and they have Royal Guard weapons, so I can actually fight these guys. But seeing as how I'm a gamer, I've been hoarding my consumables like the rare commodity that I see them as. I have over 100 ice arrows. Do you know what ice arrows do to moblins? It makes them very easy to kill. So I kill moblins easy peasy. I run past the guardians and avoid the gatehouses. I mean, I did go into one, but then a Lionel jumped out at me.
And I said, ha ha ha, not today.
It did take me about an hour to go through the castle, and it's super cool. I love the abandoned castle theme, and the song was actually pretty fire, you know, occasionally going into Zelda's lullaby and the main Zelda theme. But it did make me wonder, you know, combined with the songs that play on horseback, does the composer know more than the first 13 notes of Zelda's lullaby? Okay, the top of the castle. As mentioned, you know, I've never gotten this far before. I have no clue what to expect, but, you know, the castle doesn't go a whole lot further than this. Oh, well, if it isn't my old nemesis, FIREBLIGHT Ganon. Sorry ignoring you back in the dumb salamander, but I'll more than gladly fight you now. And our fight was glorious. I mean, I did get a little confused when he broke out Daruk's protection, but a simple Google search informed me that a simple bomb will, you know, undo that little trick of his. And after I killed him, the Demon King himself emerged.
That is the scariest thing I have ever seen in my entire life.
The battle starts out with a bang. Falco, Urbosa, and Mipha fire their divine beasts to melt away a good portion of Ganon's health. Aw, come on, man. I wanted to have a good fair fight with him. But we break out the bomb arrows and the Master Sword, and I pelt Ganon relentlessly until eventually Phase 2. I didn't realize that he was invincible here, so I just kept carpet bombing the monster until the arrows were running a little low. Yeah, the only way to damage him are precise timing. You either need to parry his Guardian Beam back at him, or time a perfect jump to the side, and then you can unleash a fury on him. So, you know, that's what I do. Not exactly rocket science. So that's the only way to damage him. Then you damage him, and then there he is. He's dead. Oh, no, he's not. We're out in the field, and then Zelda gives me the light bow of wisdom and justice. And all I need to do is shoot the weak points on his side. You know, like the gosh dang Bio-Lizard. But, you know, much like the Bio-Lizard, the song in the background is really, really cool. It's that one from the commercial that I like so much. Alright, back off, Epona. Falco and I are going to take this beast down. Ganon destroyed. So that's Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, one of the best games ever made. Okay, well I just told you a super long tale. Now you tell me a tale. Write in the comments something about Breath of the Wild. And have a nice day.